Okay guys, so I am back with another journal, and this one is using Seneca Pond Crafts on Etsy, and this one is called Remember When. And so what I've done here, this is a beautiful collection, and what I've done here is for the front cover I've used one of the images, and I cut out, it's like the I don't know what this shape is called, but I mounted it on chipboard, and then I used it's like a doily, but it's like a lace doily that I had, and I put it at the bottom and then I mounted it on top. I did some stitching that went right through the chipboard, and then I used twinklets, which is German glitter glass, or glass glitter, on the flowers on her hair and her shoulder and these here, and it just picks up a really nice sparkle. So then I have some brown lace here, and I tied it onto a bow, and then I put some metal flowers right there, and then on a bow pin I just have a key and a lock dangling, and then for the spine all I have is some sari silk with a little key dangling, and then the back looks like this. And then of course I have the metal corners, and the closure is some sari silk as well. And this is 3 signatures, and I constructed the cover myself. So let's go into it, because this is a biggie. It's got a 3-inch spine, and the book measures 8 1/4 by 6 1/2. So 8 1/4 by 6 1/2. Are you serious? Okay, got it. Alright, so in the first pocket I have an acetate pocket that I've stitched, and I like doing that because look at how pretty this image is. If I was to make a pocket, and I always like to have a pocket because I don't know, I just like to have a pocket on the cover. But if I put a pocket, a solid pocket, then I cover that pretty image, and I don't want to do that. So I go with an acetate pocket. So that goes in there. And of course, it never goes easy when you're on camera. Right, Aaliyah? And then this is one of the images, and these are so pretty with these labels. And all I did was I used some lace and some eyelash trim, and I backed it, and then I used that as a corner tuck, and I used these are some of the postcards. Look at how pretty. And backed that on coffee dyed paper. And I used some crochet trim on some of the pages, as you can see. And so a lot of journaling space here. Look at how pretty that paper is. Very vintagey, very, oh, so pretty. Some tracing paper I've glimmer misted. And then this is one of the pockets, and I just used some tickets and postcards from the collection, and I have sewn around the postcard and backed it on to coffee dyed paper. And for the pocket I used some trim here that I've stitched on. It's a big pocket. And then these are from the collection too. You get like these envelopes, and all I did, see these envelopes, they're cute, right? And all I did was I just made a tag, and I used a sheet a vintage book that I had, which is called The Scarlet Letter, and I just glued it onto one side and sewed on onto cardstock, distressed it and put some seam binding and just stuck it right in. And I have 3 of these in the book, and you'll see them sprinkled throughout, and I just have a little heart clip there holding it, Edith Holden. And then I made these bags, and these bags I made with tracing paper. And I just have a little, these are some of the sheets that you get in the collection. I just shrunk them to use them as tags so that I could put them into my little baggies that I made out of tracing paper. And then on the other side, and I use them like that so you can see right through them. See how cute? But you can also write on here. And then I punched the edges with my Martha Stewart punch. And then on the other side, I just used some of the papers to cover where, you know, the joint is. And then this is her kit, and I just made a pocket, and I just have a little pull tab made out of lace, and that goes right back in there. Papers, I have like the doily, and I just have some crochet trim there. And I have some sheet music, some lined paper that I've glitter misted with gold. Pretty, it's like music paper. This is empty. I had some of the stationery envelopes, and I just hit the signature with it. You can actually just store anything you want in there. I used another one of the labels. Look at how pretty that is. And I just used it as a corner tuck, and I printed this off the end of it. I just put some lace on top, distressed it, and used it there. And these tickets come in the collection, and I just used it as a little corner tuck. I made a little envelope out of sheet music, and in here I have another one of her ephemeras from the kit. So I just put it in there, and this envelope is magnetized, and I just have some trim down here, some crochet trim and eyelash trim, and then I left it open in the back, and that's another one of her ephemera from the kit. And look, she's gorgeous. And then more trim there. I have a little envelope here, and it just pulls right out, and I have 2 index cards here, and I've just sewed some lace to serve as a pull tab, and that goes right back in there. I did some stenciling, and I have a doily here and a little lace there. More music sheet, some of her paper from the kit. And this is the other side of that tracing paper. See, I just shrunk some of the images down. And that is that one. And that goes right back in here. And I like it because you can like see through it. See? Oh, my back is killing me. And then I have a little, it's like a library pocket, and I put some lace up top. And I seen Kelly Snow do this, and I kind of got the idea from her, but I did mine a little bit different, not much. And I used one of her tags from the collection and sewed a little tag here that goes in there, and then you still have the glassine envelope in here. You could store something in there, and I just put some gold trim there, more trim, graph. And then this is from her collection. It's a postcard. I think that is from her collection. And then I just embellished a little corner tuck. It says make it count. Little flip. Another little, it's like a ticket. This is actually from her other collection that I'm going to show you in a moment. But I used it for this one. And because I just wanted one in here. And I just made this little, it's like a wallet. And I loved it. So you have different, you know, for journaling, different size papers. And I love it. And it's magnetic. And I made a little pocket specially for it. If I could get it back in, because I have this camera right in front of my face and my arms. There we go. And then I have a little tiny envelope here with a little card. And I used some lace, actually part of that doily. And then I have some trim there. And more trim here. And then another glassine. Well, it's not glassine, it's actually that tracing paper that I made into baggies. And in her collection, you also get like this graph paper. I love that. It's like the background paper. Postcard. Another flip, and it says make it happen. And I made this one into a pocket, and I have here a fern letter, and this opens for more journaling space. And I stitched this around to make the pocket. And this is a check, a guest check. And I use this little beautiful girl as a tuck, side tuck. More Edith Holden, more trim. And this is another one of those that I showed you that I used that book page being held by a clip. Look at that. With the book and the glasses and the pocket watch. I love that. And you get these labels as well, and I just use it as a tuck for all these little tickets. And I just included those there for whoever gets this. You can use that to embellish any way that you want to. Another big envelope. More tracing paper. And I just made a flip for journaling into this a large pocket, and they have trim there as well. More Edith Holden, a butterfly print, and all the words in there. And then this is another glassine bag, and I just made it like it's got a lot going on. So you have here a little envelope with some trim, and then in here you have another pocket. And I just included those. Look at how gorgeous that is. Oh my gosh. And you can use these to embellish even more. And then it has in the glassine bag itself another postcard that I've stitched and backed onto coffee dyed paper. And then behind that I left that open, and you have even more room to tuck even more stuff back there. And then this opens, and you have another fern letter that you can journal on even more. Another one of her postcards. Oh, sorry about that. Another flip, and it says tell a story with a little doily and lace and a flower. Flips down. More trim, music, and this is another one of the glassine baggies. And this I got off the internet, I think. Can't remember. I think I did. Oh, my hip is killing me. I think because I'm in an awkward position. Sorry. And then this is another flip. And that goes in that pocket. And that pocket has trim. And you can actually use these lines like to journal straight. And more glimmer misted. Tracing paper, and then more. And then this envelope also pulls, and then it has another journaling card in there, and it's magnetic. And it has trim down here. And then you have your graph and more Edith Holden, and another little Western Union card in there. And this is a little tuck with a postcard. And another little tuck with some lace. And that goes right in there. This is a glassine bag, and I follow a tutorial of Kelly Snow as well. And it just has a large tag with some seam binding, and that goes inside the bag. And it's got a lot of, you know, it has lace and then trim and then music sheet and more lace and a doily, and then the bow. And then in the back of the glassine bag, another little card. So it's got a lot going on here. And that goes in there. Another envelope, little side tuck. And then this is a little envelope, and all I did was put one of the images, one of her labels, with some seam binding and some lace here. And then I left the envelope open, and I just kind of glued the sides. And so inside the envelope you have more of her ephemera, and that goes in there. And then in the back of the flap you have more room for even more room. And I just ran some trim. And I just ran some trim there, gold trim. And then I have this envelope here, and this envelope is empty. And another postcard. And live in the moment, and it's another flip. And this is another card, goes in there. More Edith Holden. Another one of those little envelopes being held with a little heart clip. Music sheet. And then here I did another pocket, but in this one is a double. So you have that postcard in there. It goes in the bottom. And then this one that goes on top. And it's not going to, they're not going to fall into each other because I ran a string of glue in the center. So that's how you're going to have to use those. And then I had cut part of her collection. I needed a piece of the paper, and then I had this corner left. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to use it. So I just used it as a corner pocket or corner tuck. and used it like that, and I think it looks pretty neat. I have another pocket here with some more trim, and I did a flip out, and then the back I just have another little tag, and I just included these for whoever gets the journal can use them. And I always send out a little pack of goodies, you know, extra little goodies for whoever gets any of my journals can embellish and, you know, and further personalize their little journal. So I like to do that with every little purchase. Alright guys, so that is Remember When, and this is already listed on my Etsy, so be sure to stop by, and I'm gonna have this collection in the description box below in case you're interested in this beautiful paper, this beautiful kit with Seneca Pond Crafts. And also my Etsy shop will be also linked in the description box below, and I will be coming back with my last journal, so stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.